most incredible dancers ever.
Thank you.
Brilliant, brilliant dancer. When did you know that you wanted to be a dancer and be on Broadway?
I wasn't ever sure that I wanted to be a dancer until I got, became a young woman, a young lady in high school, junior high and high school. But it was one of these things that my mother always wanted to do. She wanted to be a dancer, but she had a family. I had 3 brothers. She raised us, but I wouldn't really say she pushed me into it, but she encouraged me.
Okay.
And I took to it like a duck to water. Not only because of the attention that I got, and I was probably pretty good at it, but I loved to play different characters and I loved to tell stories, and if I could do it by dancing and spinning around and whatever. And I was very athletic because my brothers were all very athletic. My father was a jock. So jumping and leaping and turning and running.
Did you want to be a ballerina?
I think I did.
Yes?
And because my mother always loved the ballet, she put me into classes when I was 6, and I really loved it. But she also loved tap dancing too, because she grew up with Eleanor Powell and Ginger Rogers and all those great tap dancing ladies. So I got into tap class. So I was lucky that I not only had the classical training, but I also had the tap training, and then of course jazz dancing after that. So when I finally went away to school and majored in dance, because I thought if nothing more, I wanted to get a degree so I could go on to teach someday or go back to college. And because that was really my main focus, I figured, well, I'm going to go to a school where I can dance and take regular courses and have a really great education, but also perform and maybe join a dance company. And at that time when I was in school, there were a lot of small chamber ballet companies all around the country. And so I had a chance to do that with the Ohio Ballet for a while. And then I realized, and they realized too, no, she's just not going to cut it as a ballerina.
You're kidding.
No, I had the technique, but I wasn't really like the waif-like sort of. Really,
You're very thin.
Well, I'm not fishing, but thank you. There was just something more I had to tell and to convey through other forms of expression, and it wasn't just through dance. I wanted to sing. I sang all my life, and I wanted to.
I saw you in Pajama Game with Brent Barrett and Encores.
Okay, that's what we were talking about.
Yes, and it blew me away. I was so enamored with. I mean, I interviewed Brent before.
Oh, he's a great guy.
From Broadway World a long time ago.
Yes,
and
he's a wonderful man.
He is, and I was so blown away by the performance, by the two of you, the chemistry that you had. It was one of the best things I've ever seen. And then I saw you in Curtains, and I've seen you in many, many other things. You and Nora Racy did a great job together in Curtains. I mean, you were just phenomenal. But of your roles, what was your favorite role? Do you have a favorite role?
It's hard to say. I've done so many great roles, but one of my favorite roles that I ever did was when I was doing. I did a show with Scott Ellis and Susan Stroman and Tommy Thompson in the early '90s, a Candor and Ebb review called "And the World Goes Round," and I got to know all those people. And Scott Ellis started directing things at City Opera and at Carnegie Hall, these big PBS specials. And one of the shows that Scott wanted to direct for the City Opera, after he directed a wonderful A Little Night Music by Stephen Sondheim, he directed 110 in the Shade.
Great.
Tom Jones and Harvey Schmidt. The book of The Rainmaker, the play was written by N. Richard Nash. And so I auditioned for that for Scott. Of course, Scott liked working with me, but he felt that I had something in me that could portray that character of Lizzie. And that was one of my most wonderful experiences, because not only did I get to sing this beautiful score, but there was something about this woman. She had these brothers, and she was kind of taking care of the family, and I just related to her in some way. She was a woman from the middle of the country, sort of the Midwestern.
Is that where you're from?
I'm from Michigan. It's really not close to where she was from, but I just related to her in some way.
Like Kalamazoo?
Very close. St. Joe, Benton Harbor.
Did you go to K College?
No, I didn't go to school there. I went to school in Ohio. But I, of course, still have one brother that's still left in Michigan.
Okay.
Still lives in Michigan. but I just related to her, and it was just such an incredible production. And
What year was that?
That was in the early '90s.
Okay.
So
I'm sorry I didn't see it. I wish I
Oh,
could
you
see
probably were like, in kindergarten at the time. No, but I still work with Tom Jones, and I just did a thing of-
Fantastics.
I never did the Fantastics. I do for them.
Okay.
And I just did a tribute to Harvey and Tom at Merkin Hall at the Kaufman Center a few weeks
I
back.
was invited to that. I couldn't go.
Oh,
'cause
well,
of-
yes, right, because you
I was in the
had a little
hospital.
spill. But just doing the music again from 110 in the Shade and from I Do, and revisiting it was wonderful. Brought back great memories, and that was a wonderful
Do you want to have that brought back and do it again on Broadway?
Well, it's already been done again.
Yes,
Audrey
with
McDonald
Audrey, I saw
revived
that,
it.
yes.
So I don't know if it'll come back anytime soon, but whenever anybody asks me to perform it, I'll be glad to.
Okay, what would you, if you had a dream, any role that you could play, anything, what would it be? Do you have any role that you died to play or that you wanted?
Well, I think that some of them have passed me by. Of course, I grew up, singing with Julie Enders and My Fair Lady and Mary Martin and South Pacific and a lot of wonderful ladies.
Is here.
South Pacific is here, and Gwen Verdon and Sweet Charity, and all these wonderful, leading ladies. But I think the most important thing now is to do things that are new.
Yes.
And that's hard to come by.
Right.
But right now I'm going out to the Old Globe in San Diego to do a play. I'm doing a revival of 6 Degrees of Separation.
Oh, it's a great play. I saw that here at Lincoln Center
Yes.
many years ago with Robin Morse and the one from Greece. What's her name? I can't.
Stockard Channing.
Stockard Channing.
I'm playing the Stockard Channing.
Oh, that's great.
Lisa is the name.
Okay.
The character, and I've always loved John Guare as a person. He's just an interesting guy and
Yes.
just a fabulous playwright, and a wonderful director, Trip Cullman, is directing it. And I've always wanted to go out to San Diego to the Globe because they just do such great work, and people love working there. And
That's exciting. That's
yeah,
great.
it is exciting, and so I'm looking forward to that. It'll be a nice place to be in January.
It's true. It'll be cold here.
Southern California.